What's going on, everyone, on Call of Dragons? We're talking about war pet today, especially one in particular, because there is potentially a rising meta kind of coming up in the war pet game. And it's very interesting because even I kind of hinted on it on a previous video, if you've watched that video or not. But this is a really interesting meta because this is one way that players can create, honestly, 2, 3, 4 pets and honestly combo those pets together and have an insane match report, right? And what we're talking about today is the good old sand lizard, right? The sand lizard. This pet has surprised everyone over the year. Honestly, over the years, right? It came out at the beginning of the game and no one really, to be honest, gave that much love to most of the lizards, right? Everyone ignores the ice lizard here. This is one we've caught over time, right? We've got this sand lizard here and we've got the venomous, right? These two lizards are the ones that everyone kind of has been using, especially the venomous lizard for infantry. It's an all-star for the infantry march, but when it comes to the sand lizard, everyone's always looked at it originally as that kind of okay pet. It's going to give you a little bit of healing. It's not much of a pet, right? It's not doing much. It's just doing a bit of healing, right? However, that is where the whole meta is, right? The meta right now in Call of Dragons is about healing. People do not realize that, and yes, it does fill up your hospitals, and everyone understands that, but with the free healing, and even when they're trying to obviously reduce the cost of resource healing, and you are resource healing, guys, in war, especially if you've got villagers, if you're playing free-to-play, low spender, and especially a big spender, you're always healing, right? So the best thing to do then is just to get the best damage and reports from that healing. And we know this because of one march. If anyone wants to dispute this fact, then they're going to dispute that Mag Zeta is the best match in the game, because Mag Zeta is the best match in the game simply because of how much sustain this match has. The fact that you're getting so much attack, so much damage, and the healing is per turn and it's based on your damage you've dealt. It's kind of crazy. It is honestly kind of crazy. And this is what makes it so powerful. The fact that you're hitting really, really hard every so often, healing constantly, so you're always at basically the top of your march. So you're always hitting, harder, is what's making mirror reports, especially the Mag Zeta, do the best in the game. And we kind of see that as well, slowly happening with the Falliers and the Fundlings. They're not doing as insane much, reports, but they are doing really good reports too. And that's, again, because of the healing and then shielding combo they have. So what people have been doing with the sand lizard, if you've not guessed it right now, is building 2, 3 sand lizards and actually comboing them in their marches. So if you're running, again, for example, say Lilia Valen or even Lilia Faya with a Valen Wildeer, and let's just say Fundling and Atheist, super free to play friendly for argument's sake, and obviously you can run the best of the best, Lily Valen, Bert Tohar with Fallia Fundling if you're a bit of a spender. But whatever you are running, if you put 3 sand lizards on those marches and just fire them out, it is scary on how much merits you actually generate from them. Because the thing is, each sand lizard can heal each other march, and that's what's very, very powerful about it. The fact that each of the different sand lizards can technically layer their healing, and you're always healing each other, and you keep healing up. And as you can imagine, healing is good in this game for some reason, because we have higher unit count and we get to do more damage. It's a snowballing an effect. And the thing is with the sand lizard, at first you might think this is very daunting to do. It's so daunting to try and build 2 to 3 sand lizards, and I can completely agree with you there until you look into it. Because the thing is with the actual sand lizard, it can be built in so many ways, and that's what's so good about this pet. If you're trying to build a archer setup or even a mage setup, let's just stick with mages, right? If you're just playing mages, you can go for such a super cheap option it's insane, right? Because some of these skills are dirty cheap. Tranquility is 60 coins a pop. 1-star Tranquility. Let's go down. Let's just have a look, right? Because we've got all of these different skills here, right? Fatal Bites and Angry Roars, really, really, really expensive. Even the Fierce Attack, 1.3k there, right? But you can get a Great Care, which is, again, some builds are running this, by the way. And this is 120 coins, right? Guardian Oath, again, 30% chance to restore basically 2% of your healing. 120 there, right? If we come even further down, if we can find the Tranquility, I don't know why it's not showing it, but it's around the same, around 120. It's super cheap to get. And you can actually get them, like I said, for here, 60 a pop, buy them, easy as pie. And the thing is, that's just the one skill, right? You can go a variety of ways, like I kind of gone. I wanted to see how good would it be to just ignore, right? Because this is super cheap. 20 coins it takes, and you can get these skills, and everyone hates them. But over time, you could get a 1-star one, or a 2-star one, or even a 3-star one, because they're that easy to get. Whack it on the pet, so you've got maximum HP penetration and defense penetration, right, on your match, with insane healing going across, and you've got more slots available. And this is where, again, I wanted to just really emphasize why this Sand Lizard, I'm going to call it a top 3 pet right now. I'm going to be the guy to say it, and some people are going to laugh at me. You can laugh as much as you want, but this is definitely a top 3 pet. If you are just looking to build a pet of anything, this is the pet to go to. Because the thing is, if you want to build, for example, a Magzay pet, right? Argument's sake, you want to build a Magzay pet, but at the same time, you need that pet to be good with your Syndron Freygar, or maybe it's Syndron and Kanara, or Hoss Kanara, or even Nico Kanara, right? Any of those marchers, right? You can do that, because the thing is, what you can do with this pet is get, obviously, your Stone Aura on it. You can get the Advanced Stone Aura on it. You'd grab the Tranquility, and you would grab the Divine Blessing. And then this is where you can go for a variety of options, right? You can be a bit expensive, and you could go for the Angry Roar, Blood Roar combo with Fatal Bite, right? That's the double crit bonus. So if you guys don't know, crit rate, so whenever when your war pet deals physical damage, you could do that, because it does trigger off this. I don't know how it does, but it does actually trigger off the Sand Lizard for some reason. I think it goes off the healing. I don't know why, but you can check it out in the reports. But you could run that on the Archer side. That's super expensive. Or you could go for Chain Strike. You can go for Intense Chain Strike, and then, as you guys know, with the free, eggs, you can get the Advanced Chain Strike, and this would give you an insane amount of healing, obviously, when you're dealing damage. And that is what's pretty powerful, because the thing is, you can put damage on the pet, on it, through a variety of ways, especially if you want to trigger, by the way, Angry Roar and Fatal Bite. You would need, Chain Strike on here for it to actually do that. Even Fierce Attack would also trigger, by the way, Fatal Bite or Angry Roar, because it's the war pet dealing damage. But there's a variety of ways, as you can see, with the Sand Lizard. It's absolutely bananas on how cheap this pet can be, or how expensive this pet can be. And it's so good that you can build 3 of these for archers. You could build 3 of them for mages. You could probably build 3 of them for cavalry, and even on the, good old infantry side, because you can roll down. Once you've got the the healing combo on here, you could go and grab stuff like the Counter Strike, an Intense Counter Strike, an Advanced Counter Strike, right? You could do that type of craziness with that. So I really wanted to make this video. I really wanted to talk about the Sand Lizard, because this is the one pet I've noticed a lot of people are starting to build, and I've seen a lot more of people running 2 or 3 of these in their group. And this could be where the turning point of the game is, where the Sand Lizard is the meta pet, similar to like how good the Seraphic Fear Drake is, because it deals damage and it heals one of the nearby friendly legion, right? Really, really good. Even the Shadow Mana Core, not bad at all, because it deals damage and it heals the units too. So this is one of those things that you could put on any march. So the Shadow Mana Core could technically be better on something like, you know, a Syndron Freyguard that needs healing. They don't need any more damage because they've got it, but they need that sustain. So you can see where this kind of video is all about, and hopefully you've learned a little bit of something. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below about the good old Sand Lizzie here, right? Do you agree with me? Do you think it's actually an insanely powerful pet for how cheap it is to be, and how we've clearly seen right now the healing, the shielding meta is clearly the #1 thing to be doing in the open field when it comes to just getting merits and getting the best reports for obviously having sustain out there. And if you do, smash a like, comment, and subscribe. And until then, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys. Peace out.